Hi, and welcome to my channel. Today, I actually want to share with you something that has just come to me this morning. I was reading in the Danish news about the conflict between Gaza and Israel, and I felt pretty hopeless and powerless, actually, to be honest. And I thought, it's frustrating. What can someone do who isn't really involved in politics or have any connections? And, there's all this bloodshed and people dying, and it's just awful. So I sat, and as I was reading this, I then thought, suddenly it struck me that I have in fact worked on an online course which teaches people how to manifest their dreams and desires. And you do it through creating a visual symbol, which is called a sigil. And you do it by working energetically with a sentence that you create. And so suddenly it struck me that although I can't send money to help resolve this conflict, and although I can't go to actually help resolve this conflict, what I could do instead was to give you the opportunity, together with me, to create your own peace symbol. So what I want to do is, from today and for 2 weeks, I want to put out my course for free. So you can sign up from the 1st of March, which is today, 2024, and 2 weeks into the future, and it won't cost you anything. You'll be able to take this course that I've put up on the platform Thinkific, and you'll find a link in the description below this video and in this live stream to where you can go and join the course. And in that course, I will teach you how to use the method that I'm going to show you here today, because I want to, in this live stream, create my own peace symbol. And I was hoping that the people who see this video will also go and use my course to create a peace symbol. Now, it's kind of ironic because in the course, I talk about how you have to create different kinds of sentences for different kinds of dreams that you would like to manifest. And if you're asking for things like world peace, then actually seeing that wish become manifest, it might actually take a little bit longer. But it's funny because now, with me offering this course and doing it on the basis that if we all create a peace symbol, then there are many vibrations being sent out, many wishes being sent out, and vibrations being sent out for peace being created. And so, of course, the more vibrations there are around a sentiment and emotion and energy and motion, the stronger that will be. So I'm hoping that by watching this, you will go and actually try out the course and create a peace symbol and use it on a daily basis to help resolve the conflicts that are in this world. Not just in Gaza, which is awful, but in Ukraine as well, and other places around the world where there's a war. So enough said about that. That was just the introduction I wanted to give, and for you to understand why I'm going to show you this sigil that I'm going to create here with you today. So I'm just going to change over to the other camera so you can see what I'm doing. So let me just find the other camera. That is here. So let's just move on to what I have prepared here. So I am just going to move myself over as well so you can see what's going on. And what we've got here is basically some different sentences that I have written down already. So we have a sentence is what you need to write in order to create your sigil and your personal symbol for love or compassion or peace. And I've written down in advance some sentences that I wanted to maybe use for my personal peace symbol. So I've written love and compassion in human hearts, or it could be peace between humans. It could also be peace is here. I'll come back to why I've written the numbers there. I am peaceful, or I feel peace in my heart, because often, if there's something we really wish or desire, then we need to start with ourselves. So you could easily use, I feel peaceful or I feel peace. It could also be resolution and peace in the world, um, or there is peace in the world. So the numbers that you see here are basically reductions that I've done based on these sentences and the letters. What you want to do, and what I've done, is I've kept in mind that it's what I want. So I haven't said anything about war or negativity. What I want is peace. Um, so your sentence that you're creating around, a peace wish should be focused on what you want, and it should be short as well. So love and compassion in human hearts is quite a long sentence for when you want to create a visual symbol. It should also be positive. So, peace is here, is positive, and it should be stated almost as a fact, and that's the is. It's that present tense. It's that it's already here. Peace is here. And in fact, initially I was thinking that perhaps I would use there is peace in the world, and so I reduced my sentence. And how you do that is by first eliminating all your vowels, um, and that's all the E, I, A, O's, all of those you take out, and then you eliminate any double consonants that you have in your sentence, and that's going to leave you with a number of letters. I'm not going to show you here. You can see that if you are interested in the course under the what's called the circle method. Um, and then you reduce from those consonants, you reduce down to a number of letters. And you can actually see here, I've reduced down to 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 numbers. And that's quite a lot of numbers to work with in the circle method. So then I looked at this one, because this is quite a short sentence and it's positive. It's it's stated as a fact. Peace is here. It's what we want, and we end up with only 5 numbers. So I think that's the one that I'm going to go with. So what I have also done is I have a little sheet of paper that I like to work with. These are sort of mini symbols um, that I have created. Some of them I've just drawn my own little symbol, like this one here, from that I've seen on the net somewhere, and that I have then drawn in because I like that little symbol. And others are some that I've created myself, like this one. And what I like to do is when I'm going to work with a sentence and create a symbol, then I like to have a little, I have a little sort of think about what mini accents or symbols I might like to use. And for this symbol that I want to create, the sigil that I'm planning on creating, I have actually chosen 4 little mini symbols, and I can just quickly draw them up for you. They look something like this. That's the first one. And then I have one which is, it kind of looks, it was from the sheet there that I just showed you. It looks a little bit like this, with a line in like that and like that. And then I have I created like a little, and I actually created that today. It's like a little leaf, because I think that's quite nice. I think it's a little bit like the it's like a little hope, little symbol of hope, I think. A sort of a little sprig. And I might, I could maybe do that in green or something, but it's like a little sprig, a little sprout, little symbol of hope. And then I was thinking I might also do like a little kind of a circle. It's not quite a yin and yang. It's actually from this sheet here. It's the symbol here. I think I decided I would use, and then I have another. So then I would create another little circle underneath here, like so. And then I would have that sort of like this, come down like that, and then up, and then here we get that to sort of come up like that. And then a little eye, a little circle, little circle. So these are the 4 little symbols. And I like to actually choose my little extra symbols or accents for my symbol before I go in and actually draw the lines in for the sigil that I'm going to create. So the compass here is just for creating a circle. I've got a circle here already that I've done, but we'll probably need another circle. So I'll just draw another circle here. And then I'll put that away. And I can see that the circle here, I can see it, but I can also see that it's not super visible, perhaps. Maybe I'll try and draw it up so it becomes a little bit more visible to get it bigger, like that. Okay. I hope that, yeah, that makes it more visible for you. I see that in the video. Okay, so now that we've drawn up a circle, because this is the circle method that I'm going to show you, I've put in little lines because I always draw in the numbers 1 to 9. I've placed them on my circle. And it's really entirely up to you whether you want to place the lines sort of evenly spaced, so you have a sort of reasonably, you can see actually there's quite a big distance here compared to here. It really doesn't worry me all that much. You could put them closer together, further apart, whatever. And I've randomly numbered them. So, it's going from number 1 here to number 5 to number 3, number 7, number 2, number 9, number 8, number 6, and number 4. I also like to draw the circle and number it before I end up with, and I usually do a random numbering, but before I end up with the numbers that I'm going to work with. So I never do a circle where I only have the numbers that I'm going to work with, because that takes a little bit of the randomness out of it. So I do the circle, number it, and then I write my sentence, and then I start reducing, and you can see in the course, if you're interested, how I reduce down to these numbers. So let's use the numbers. The key here now is, in order for us to draw the symbol with the meaning, and let's just write that on here. Peace is here. Okay, so that's reduced down to the numbers 3, 2, 6, 6, and 5. And the reason I'm writing down the numbers here with on top of, or sort of above the circle that I'm going to work with, is that I'm going to go from number to number. I always go from number to number when I want to draw it. So the trick here is to say, okay, so I'm going from my 3. So I start at my 3. I always like to go in around my center point of the circle. You don't have to do that, but I like to do that. So from 3, and then from 3, I'm going to go up to my 2, and then I'm going to go out to my 6, and I've got my 6 here. So I might do like a little thing around that, because I've got 2 6s, and then over to my 5. So you might think, well, how is that going to be like a nice symbol? And this is why I've got 2 circles that I've kind of done here. Because now I've got my lines. I've got my line coming in here, going out here, going out to the side, and coming over to the side here. Actually, it's already reminding me of this mini symbol here. The kind of quality that we get here. So let's then look at what I would do next. What I would do is I would have my my little line there, and then I would just draw in. Now I wouldn't draw in all the lines all the way around on the next circle that I'm going to work with. I would just draw in the lines that I'm going to need. So here, I would draw in my line here, and then the next one down is probably around here, because that's my 5. And then I have my 6, which is quite far over, and it's probably around here. It's really sort of should be in line with this 5. You can see they're kind of in line here. So maybe move that a little bit. So that's actually, what you've got. So let's see. What I would then do is I would maybe come up. This is where you kind of have to just be kind of creative. and sort of think about how you would like your symbol. And really, there isn't a kind of a set way for how to work with your lines here. It could be that you just go over them. It could also be that you sort of try and see, well, what do I think? Do I want it to be more like that symbol that I had? Or what do I want it to be like? Do I want it to be more like do I have a little kind of rounding in here that I go round, come up, and then I come out? And then I have, what did I do over here? I sort of went out of my form, and I could do that as well. So I could go up and then I could go out. And this, sometimes what I like to do is I like to also look again at the symbols that I had chosen. So I've, this is almost like the flow of the line in my sigil that's going to be my sigil. So maybe that is just the flow of the sigil. So maybe I want to use, I might not use all three of these other little extra symbols. I might do, I might not. But maybe I have to think about, okay, so where do I want to place, if I was going to place these, where would I place them on my symbol? And I might think of I might actually place that little sprig thing up here. I think that would be quite nice to have, maybe have that up here. It's a little thing here. And then this is like it's a sketch. It's a working sketch, you can say, for my sigil. And then this one, where would I put? I might actually, that might be, maybe I want that. Would I want that? Maybe I would want that in here, the center. I might place that in the center. And I'm looking at it now, this little symbol here. It almost looks a little bit like a little person, like a little head with their arms coming out and their legs out to either side. It's almost like a little kind of symbol of joy, like a little personal, like a little human joy symbol or something, which is, I guess, what you would have if you had peace in the world, or you could just see it as someone leaning back. Anyway, so that might be quite nice and sort of in the center here. And then what would I do? So then we've got this symbol here. And the question is whether that will work in this area here or out in this area here, because now we have a sort of nice sort of simplicity through this kind of sense here, this kind of line. So the question is, if I put this here, is that going to unbalance my overall symbol, or is it going to work if I had it sort of out here? Would that work if I had a symbol looking like that in this area here? So
I can, of course, you can, and this is the good thing about a working sketch when you're doing this kind of thing, is you can just sort of play around um, and see what you think. Do I think that it should be here, or maybe I'm not going to include it at all. So you can see it's not very obvious, perhaps, what I'm doing here, but um, it gives me a sort of sense anyway of what's going on and what it might look like when I draw it up as a sort of finished symbol. So I'll just. So then now I've drawn up, as you can see here, I've drawn up the little symbol that I was thinking about including both on one side and on the other. Now, of course, I did have another symbol that was sort of fairly similar like that. And I could say, well, I want to include that maybe on one side or the other, but I don't think I want to do that. I think I want to keep my peace symbol really, really simple. And so I might, now that I've drawn up the two places that I'm thinking I might put it, I could put my hand over one side and think, what do I think? Is that going to work? Is that going to make it kind of, harmonious? Not really sure. So what if I put my hand over on the other side and have it there? I'm not really sure either. So what if I don't have it at all? I think that might be nice, actually. Um, and I think what I might do is, and I sometimes also do this, often in fact, I might pick out different kind of mini accents for my sigil, and then decide I'm not going to use that one anyway. And this one, well, it's you've almost already got it here. So I think I'm probably not going to have these two. I'm just going to draw up this, and I will upload my symbol when I've worked on with this a little bit, so you can see it in its sort of finished state, if you like. And then you can decide if you want to go and try your own hand. As I said, the course is free. I'll just go back to the camera so that you can see me. So, as I said, you can decide whether this is something that you might like to do. There is also in the course some handouts that you can print out, and that will show you how to activate your sigil. So you can actually work energetically as well with your magic symbol, sigil. And I explain in the course as well what a sigil is, why it's magical, and how you can work energetically with it. And I really do hope that you'll join me and create your own peace symbol, and you'll use it so that we can make a joint effort at creating some more peace and resolution in the world. Thank you for watching.